Hey folks, Green Stuff Gav. We're back here with some more of the Blood Angels. Because we've done some squads, it's about time we did ourselves a character. And we've got the original metal Mephiston. Now this guy had a plastic miniature recently, lovely, based off the original artwork. But this is the model from second. Now we've got a backpack for him, but we're missing his sword. So while, we've got a standard backpack, which we will tidy up the mold lines, and I'm actually going to add a banner. It's going to be a bit of a break from the OG mini, but much more in keeping with second edition. Now, we're missing his hand, which is a bit of a problem, but we can see here it's got a glove. He's got a glove. So I had a rummage in my bits box. I've actually got a plastic Chaos Warrior hand, which we can see is about the same scale. And it's got this haft, which will work well. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut this off here, simply glue that in there, and then find him a nice sword. So we'll do that first. We'll prep that first. It's as easy as just using a knife, cutting straight down. Easy as that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the axe off at that first section, because we don't want him to have an axe. We will be adding a sword. I'm just going to get a file, tidy this mold line up. Using the sharp edge of the file just to retain the detail. Slight tidy up top of there as well. Now while I'm here, what I'm going to do is spot that mold line. Trying to keep the studs. We've got ourselves a little drill bit and check in a piece of paper clip. That's about the right size. So we're going to glue that. We're going to drill this in, glue the paper clip in, and that will give us somewhere to add the sword to. Nice solid bit of pinning. See, we're trying to keep this as central, just drilling in, trying to keep it straight with the haft or the handle. So we'll see how deep that goes. See a lovely hole there. That might be a little bit small. Let's see if we got a bigger bit of paper clip. That's a much snugger fit. So what we're going to do, add some glue. What we're going to do, because we're going to add the pin into the handle first, and then that's got time to dry before we put the rest of this blade in. Just feeding that in. Sorry. Then while we're here, not a lot of cleanup needed here, which is good. Just got to work out pose. And we could go like this or like this. I think I'm going to go there because that's fairly similar to how the original illustration went at the original miniature. You can see that's nice. While that dries, we're going to clean up this backpack. And we're going to pin this banner pole in place as well. See, just a little filing. Sorry. I've got a banner pole here from the bits box. Let's just a bit tidy up. This is a newer edition banner pole, but I didn't have any of the classics. And it will stand out against the tactical squad. Then we're going to do the same. We're going to drill in so that we can pin this banner pole. Sorted. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this about there because we won't go that far into the swords. Use. Touch of glue. That's a very snug fit, so I'm just using these clippers basically as a pair of pliers just to slot in there. Give that time to dry. Seconds. So what we do to get the placing right, just going to push this there, push it down. That then gives us, I don't know if you can see that, a pilot hole for us to go into. Keeping it nice and straight. Turns out there's hollow in there. Strange but true. Lovely snug fit. Because we've got a nice. And all we're going to do is glue this in place. Now you should leave backpacks off to be able to paint the whole of the miniature, but quite frankly, we're not going for award winning, we're going for what looks good on the table. Now I've kept this straight to him, so it's slightly on the squiff. But next important thing is we need to find a weapon. I've had a rummage in the bits box and we've potentially got 3. Now Mephiston's got this really nice sword with a notch in it. It's fairly similar to a Chaos one. And this is off the Chaos Warrior kit. So if we hold it alongside, we can sort of vaguely see what he'll look like with it. It's nice, but it's not impressive. Found a really nice one from the Forge World Praetor kit. And this guy went into the Salamanders. Nice edge to that. That could work. Or this one's off the old 3rd edition Command Squad. Nothing like his actual sword. I quite like it's got the eagle there. And it's imposing. I know they say size doesn't matter, but this one's longer as well. Don't know which one I prefer. What I might try, I don't even know if we can cut notches in this sword. I think I'm going to go for this one, this Chaos Sword. So first of all, we're going to take this hand off. Now you can see he's got a bit of a thumb there, so I'm just going to slice into it. That should mean when we cut here, we get a nice cut. There. So we've got a touch of the thumb. Just going to run a knife down. Just to tidy the crossbar. Now he's got these Chaos Star bits. So all we're going to do is Mephiston's actually got that similar detail. So what I'm going to do is just quickly push down with the knife and then skim back. Unfortunately, I've taken off a bit too much there. But that's fine, that's the back side. So again, mark it with the knife and just carefully slice. And tidy up. You see what I'm doing is just running the knife edge, and that's continuing the blade detail. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a file. And then an interesting thing is I'm going to dip it in some water. And that's going to take off the rough texture you get when you use a file. So you see it here. The water keeps the filing smooth. You don't get any of that texture you get when you use a file. Just tidying up the blade. It's better we do it now. spend a little bit extra time before we come to paint and find rough textures. Sorted. Right, dry that off. I go back on the rack. They go back in the bits box along with that axe. Okay, let's try and work my workstation out. So all we need to do, now this is probably going to be too long for this sword, but we'll drill in first and then we'll trim the pin to fit. So as per usual, we're going to go straight in the middle and drill. And I'm going to pull my drill bit away after I'm making a mark just to check that's in the right place. What we do is as we drill, we're watching to see if there's any hints of white coming through here where we can see the drill bit. And put this back on. We're just going to keep drilling and checking to see it's not coming through. Let's take this out. What we do, we just see how close that goes. Would you look at that? It's gone on there, lovely. But now we look at the light, we can just see part of the skull there. So I'm going to work it off. Carefully clean this. Forward. You can see a little bit of flash there as well, so we'll take that off while we're here. Nice and smooth. Especially because we've now determined this is the front of the blade. So anything that's visible, we want to keep it nice and tidy. Add a drop of glue. Work that in again. There. Works quite well. And so off he goes for some undercoat.